Thank you very much. Well, President Biden's still not commenting on the FBI raiding his predecessor's house and the items they seized from that house. But Vice President Kamala Harris is talking. Jacqui Heinrich is in Kiawah Island, South Carolina. That's where President Biden is vacationing. Jacqui.
Hey there, David. Good morning to you. The official White House response is that there will not be a response. They're trying to stay as far away from this issue as possible to assuage any fears people may have that the Department of Justice has had any sort of political influence coming from the White House on this case. They have been very careful to stay far away from this story. But yesterday, Vice President Harris was asked a question, and she went a bit farther than the official White House no comment. Listen.
Well, as a former prosecutor, I will tell you I don't speak about anybody else's case. But I have full confidence that the Department of Justice will do what the facts and the law requires. I will say, as a former prosecutor, but as a citizen of our nation, any attacks on law enforcement are completely unacceptable, and any so-called leader who engages in rhetoric that in any way suggests that law enforcement should be exposed to that kind of danger is irresponsible and can result in dangerous activities.
Now, the warrant indicates what laws the government believes may have been violated, including part of the Espionage Act, making it a crime to remove or misuse information related to national defense, also to hide, damage, or destroy government records, and a law dealing with efforts to falsify, destroy, or cover up records to obstruct or interfere with a federal investigation. What was not released and what may not be is the underlying affidavit, which would tell us the story of why the government raided the Mar-a-Lago estate, what probable cause they had for that action, and from which sources. Trump himself is pushing back on a Washington Post report that says classified documents relating to nuclear weapons were among the items that FBI agents were looking for. There was nothing that we saw in the seized property list to indicate that level of specificity there, and likely we would not have seen that on such a property list anyway. But there were some files that were marked top secret /SCI, which, as Lucas just mentioned, is the highest classification level, and those documents are only supposed to be discussed in a SCIF. The former president said on social media that all the stored material was secured and all had been declassified. Now, as for the current president, he has not said anything about this. He's been in South Carolina since Tuesday, and he's on a vacation on the beach during August recess. And the only thing we've heard from him is on Twitter celebrating the passage of his health and climate bill that happened last night, saying that he will sign it next week and have a celebration at the White House on September 6th, David.
Okay, and we'll talk about that more a little later in the show. Thank you, Jacqui, very much.